This is Honey Badger Nation,
where real estate agents from around the globe come together
to grow, collaborate,
and expand their business.
Where we take our individual fires and put them together and make one big fire.
This is the Honey Badger Nation.
Awesome. So welcome aboard, everybody. And, my guest today is Michelle Humes. She's a rock star team leader from Atlanta, Georgia. She's got over 40 agents on her team, plus 10 staff doing over 80 million in production. So, I asked her to join me as part of the Honey Badger Nation, and I appreciate her time. So good afternoon, Michelle.
Hi, Ed. Thanks for having me. I'm so glad to be here.
Good. Thanks for being on. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So tell me about your story. How did you start out in real estate?
Oh gosh, what a story it is. Well, I think it's interesting. I don't know if anyone else will. So I actually was a school teacher, a high school teacher here in my hometown. And I married my husband, who is an international opera singer. And when I married him, we thought we were going to move to New York and have this beautiful life there. And I was going to get a job there. And 6 weeks into being married, a month into being married, he called me and said he had an audition to go and audition in Munich, Germany, to be able to sing there full time. And so I was 23 years old. He got the job. Long story short, we spent 12 years abroad in Munich, Germany, traveling really the world, traveling in Europe, had our first baby there. And then when we were having our second baby, I said, let's head back to America. I can only live in 700 square feet for so many years. So we moved back. My best friend texted me, my teaching license had lapsed, and she said, "You will not believe it. There is a Groupon for $200 for a real estate license. And you've always loved real estate." And I had done some kind of like Airbnb with our apartment in Munich before Airbnb was a thing back in the early 2000s.
Cool.
And so I made a little business out of that. And she said, "I think you need to get your real estate license." And it's, 6 weeks, and as we know, it's super easy to get into it now, being successful, and it's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah,
and so
right.
that was 2015. I got my real estate license, hit the ground running, had a baby, brand new baby. Steven was gone to Europe that year for 10 months out of the year. We lived in my parents' basement. So that was really just like six and a half years ago. And here we are today. And I need to update my bio. We're already pending and closed over 100 million. And
wow.
We'll actually shorten down our agents a little bit. We have less agents now than when I wrote that bio. About 25 agents, 15 of those which are full-time, 10 part-time, and running a big operation at this point. So it's been quite the wild journey.
Yeah. So you started out alone, though. How did you develop into a team?
So from 15 to 17, so 15, 16, and 17, for 3 years, I was an individual agent with a part-time assistant, and I had small kids at the time. So a brand new baby and a 4-year-old. And so as they started getting bigger, and I had success as an agent, I realized I had to have some of my time back. And I really wasn't, I have an education degree. I don't have any kind of management degree, education is managing people, children. Real estate's kind of like that, actually.
Yes.
And it did translate well. I do think teachers and nurses make some of the best realtors out there. When I'm looking for agents, I love to find those. But I had more business than I could handle. And so my first step was I had a showing partner who is still on our team today. His name is Ryan. He's lovely. And so he started showing for me along the way. And then I realized, this is a beautiful thing called leverage. I could do this more often or with more people and get more of my time back. And so what started as a necessity actually ended up becoming the model for how we grew our team. And I officially launched the team in 2018. Anybody who's run a team or managed people, it is not the same thing as selling real estate. So that's only been 3.5 years ago. I have had quite the steep learning curve in really leadership in myself, in growing, in supporting other people. And it's been a lot of fun, but it has been some of the hardest work I've also done, mostly on myself, which has been very interesting, because to attract the right kind of person to be in business with, you have to be a certain kind of person. And so constantly elevating what I expect of myself and the standards of the core people that surround me, that I surround myself with, and really the kind of life we want to build. So it's been very, very fascinating. I've made way more mistakes than I have good things. Mm-hmm. And I think that's probably what I'm most known for is if I know I'm going to do something, I implement and I go. I don't wait till it's perfect. It makes probably all of the staff and agents around me a little bit crazy.
Right.
But you know what? It works because imperfect action is way better than someone's perfect plan that won't ever happen. Because let's be honest, we're not perfect people.
Have to agree with that. I see you got into coaching as well. So that's supporting your agents.
Yeah, so certainly supporting my agents on the team, certainly coaching that and then coaching others outside of that. Our partners, EXP is such a beautiful thing, being able to be in partnership with folks all around the world and share knowledge and ideas without having to be in the same physical place. It's changed the destiny of real estate, in my opinion, and really opened up a world where we all can collaborate. It's something I love about Honey Badgers. It's something I love about EXP in general. It's really changed my world in the last couple of years.
Yeah, tell me about that a little bit. So, were you having any, what issues did you have prior to, you didn't start with EXP, correct?
No, I didn't. We've only been with EXP 2 years. And when we came to EXP, I think we had 10 agents, and we rented a space, and then people just started coming through the doors. And that's how we grew from that, to like a group of 50 today, or so, with full ISA staff and everything. So, no, we did not start at EXP. We started at a different brokerage, and we had great success there. I liked it there. Mm-hmm. I was happy there, but I started realizing that a lot of top producers were all coming to EXP. And I would get in mastermind rooms and coaching rooms and all of these things. And I'd look and I'd say, I want to be like that person. And then all of a sudden I'd realize, oh, they're at EXP. Well, what is there to that? And so the different streams of income, the different ways we can make a living besides out having to show a home, that's what changed for me. My husband, I'm married to an independent contractor as well. And so, a retirement plan, stocks, all of these things that you can get at EXP and that you can participate in. It was a no-brainer for us. And it was a no-brainer for my team as well. Having access to the biggest minds in real estate, some of the biggest minds, not all of them yet, but some of the biggest minds in real estate and the biggest producers, and being able to say, hey, can you help me with that? And they help you. I mean, I've never seen a company where you open your playbook and just show other people what it is that you're doing to help them avoid the cost of mistakes and really the heartache. Let's be honest. Money comes and goes, but when you make big mistakes in real estate, it's just emotionally very draining. So yeah, it's just been a game changer for us.
Yeah, it is kind of amazing the openness. Like, you and I have never met.
No,
I just contacted you, said let's do an interview because you built a massive team, and I know there's people watching that and will be watching the recording because at 12 o'clock on Saturday, not all of us are sitting around watching Facebook. But it'll be recorded, and I think they're going to get some value out of it. Because you must have had some problems previously that EXP, your affiliation, with EXP might have solved. Do you have anything?
Absolutely. What I think is one of the most interesting things. I was telling this to an agent that reached out to me the other day for some help, and they're at a different brokerage. And I said, the thing about EXP is, yes, we have EXP behind us and we have that name. And of course they're a brokerage, but what I'm allowed to do is be Michelle Humes. There's only one of me in the world. And EXP is so supportive in my brand, within the brand. I always say this to my agents. I will make my world so big that all your world and dreams and everything will fit right inside it so we can do life together forever. I don't want to be in business with people for 5 months or a year. I want to be in business with people where we do life together. And if that means I have to make my world bigger, by surrounding myself with people that think bigger, dream bigger, open up my eyes to just a different way. And I don't mean money. I don't mean experiences like that. I mean a fulfilled, incredibly balanced and happy. Well, there is no such thing as balance, but a fulfilled and incredibly rewarding life where I can contribute to others, because there's nothing better than being able to say, hey, I learned this and I want to teach you how to do this. Not because I'm going to get something in return, but if you're ever having a bad day, I always say that. I tell my agents that you're having a bad day, pick up the phone and help somebody. Go meet another agent on our team who is struggling. Maybe they haven't had it under contract in a while. Maybe they've had 25 terminations. We have an agent on our team right now. I think she's terminated. She's one of our top agents. She's terminated like $4 or $5 million in the last few months. It doesn't take anything for me to pick up dinner and go to her house and have a glass of wine with her. But you know what it means to her? Everything. Right. And so that's the overarching theme, that's what I want for my life. And that's what I see time and time and time again, of all these people that keep coming together to be able to put our little fires together, our little worlds together, and contribute and make this incredibly big world where we can just achieve pretty much anything we want to.
Yeah. I agree. The openness of the sharing of information is just amazing. Not like that at other brokerages. Never was.
And you've been in the business a lot longer than me. And so sometimes I think that hinders me. And sometimes I think that's incredible for me, because I have very little experience with how real estate's been done the last 20, 30 years.
That's
all
true.
I know is I sold, I helped sell my husband's opera career. Right. That's how I didn't even know I was good at sales. I knew I got him in the right rooms with the right people and big things happen. So I should have known I could sell something, but it is the industry is changing, and it's up to us if we choose to come along with it or to be left behind. And the consumer is changing. The knowledge of the consumer is changing. And if we don't get on that bandwagon of technology and all the things to be a problem solver for the consumer, which I think is one thing EXP does really, really well, we're going to be left behind. And so, that was just really important to me for where I aligned and where I choose to build a big business. Yeah,
you sure have. So basically you're in the Atlanta area, your team.
Yes.
But do you have you expanded outside of Georgia and with your network?
With our network, we have, not so much with our Michelle Humes group where we physically sell real estate.
I understand.
Absolutely. We've expanded outside. And really what's been important to me, the most important, because I do think real estate agents are a little bit guilty of the shiny object syndrome.
Yeah.
Right. And so I was really thoughtful in where I was going to spend my time and energy, because the people that have committed to building a business with me, they deserve to have a focused leader that is going to contribute and make sure that they have the tools and the skills that they need to build a big business. So we actually sell real estate in a town called Peachtree City, which is just south of the Atlanta airport. We are the golf cart capital of the world. So there's 100 miles of golf cart paths.
Oh, cool.
All around our town. And we sell here on the south side of Atlanta is where our big focus is. But then partners that we have are other places, and we support each other. I do coaching once a week on Zoom with them. And, business is done differently in different places, but one thing remains the same. We all have a common goal, and that is to build this big life together and be in alignment with what we want to do for our families. And that's really why we're all working so hard, right? That's why Saturday at noon, you asked me to come on. I'm like, done. I'm there.
Yeah.
Because we want to build big lives and support each other.
Yeah, and help others. Obviously, I can tell that you're committed to helping your agents grow and their lives, and that's important. Obviously, as a team leader, that must be one of the most important factors.
I think it probably is the most important factor. People come and visit our team meeting, and it's unique what we're doing. I don't think I'm special. I think it's consistent. I mean, I'm special. Let's back that up. Can we hit pause on that recording? No, I think it's just diligent work, small commitments built over time that have created the culture. And the most fascinating thing to me, because when you have a small team, or for anybody that's building a team, when you have a little team, it's very difficult because you're creating this community culture based on what you know to be core values. And there's not many people there to keep the momentum going because it relies on you, the leader. What the most fascinating thing has been is now I have people that are as committed, if not more committed than I am, who are more talented than me in sales and in leadership and management and all of those things. And it's not all relying on me. So I want to encourage the team leader who's like, I don't really know if I want to do that. Don't quit. Because I promise you, if you will just get to the other side of that messy middle that happens when you're growing a business, gosh, there's so many rewards that I didn't even know would be on the other side. Now, there's pressure too on the other side, right? I'm not going to sit here and say this is all roses all the time. I mean, last night I sat there and I thought, what have I gotten myself into? But you wake up again the next day and you can do it again. But that community and commitment and culture that we have, people feel it and they know it. And that's what I'm building. I want people to come and just stay forever and never think that they could sell real estate anywhere else because their life would not be the same.
Interesting. That's a good point. You just sent some nice nuggets out to any team leaders out there on how to do this. And it sounds like the bigger you got, the easier it got.
There's other things that are harder when you run a big business. I think the financial pressure is certainly more because we have more people we're responsible for. That's never really bothered me because I know if worst case scenario, I can get back into production and go sell a few houses, we'll be able to do what we need to do. I mean, I don't do that, but if I needed to, I could. But yeah, the positives that actually came from the growth and really, no matter how big you are, you could have 5 people or 15 people. If you're aligned with the right people and you're in the right place at the right time, unbelievable things can happen. And I will tell you that did not happen in our organization until very recently. People exited, people like my bio had more people on it than what we have today. But you know what? We're aligned. The people that are there are aligned. And that's what I want. That's what I want to build, not only in my organization, but in our virtual network that we build here at EXP as well.
Cool. Definitely some great information. So I see you're also, involved in nonprofit and, giving back to the community a lot. You want to tell us about any of that?
Sure. Yeah. Well, because of my teaching roots, my mom was I come from a family of teachers. All my aunts are teachers and my mom was a teacher as well. So up until COVID, we were heavily involved in the school system with volunteer work and really being a resource for teachers and for students. We still have our way of doing that. It's just different now because of the restrictions that we have. But last year I bought a Japanese microvan that's a right-hand drive. And we wrapped it. Foxy Wraps, who I use for all of our wraps. I'm trying to find you a picture. We wrapped it like an ice cream cone. And now all summer, we take ice cream to all the local neighborhoods. And then school goes back in and we take it to not all, but a lot of local teachers during their pre-planning and just bring ice cream. It's a free service we offer. Just a way of giving back in the community. And honestly, if you're looking to get involved in nonprofit, because once you start doing that, a lot of people will ask you for support. And my advice in that is pick something you're passionate about. We have 2 things that we will give to. We will give to our Clients for Life if their kids need something for school, but that falls under the umbrella of schools because I'm super passionate about children and teachers and supporting teachers.
Good.
And the other bucket we are involved with is fighting trafficking. Trafficking is a huge deal here in Atlanta. One of the most renowned anti-trafficking organizations, Wellspring Living, was founded here in Peachtree City. I taught her kids. So my husband and I serve on as honorary, and not on the board, but I can't even think of what we are. Something there, which means we are helping to bring awareness, use our platform to bring awareness to trafficking, because that goes on in everybody's backyard and people don't even know it. And most people don't want to talk about it. So those 2 things we are really passionate about and give to, and whatever you are passionate about, pick something and go with it, because the momentum starts when you start to be able to give to those certain things. And there's nothing better than be able to give back with nothing in return. You don't hear me talk a lot about the things that I'm passionate about. You mostly will just see our team doing it and not really talking about it as much. but I'm happy to. I think it's important for people watching that are running a business to have that plugged in their community.
Actions and words. That's good. So, yeah. So, yeah, it's interesting. You're involved in a similar thing that I know Nick Krem's one of the co-founders of Agents Act.
Yes, he is.
Against child trafficking.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a good thing. I saw it on your website, the Wellspring.
Yes.
So, yeah. So, anything else you want to add in closing? Is there any questions I didn't ask you?
Gosh. I'm really passionate about helping other females in business, and that might seem funky with us, you being a man and me being a woman, but I think it's, 80% of agents are women. And I watch the women in my organization and the things they go through in managing, not only being a businesswoman, but really in caring for their family, because woman after woman, and this is all agents that come onto our team, the men too, they just want to take care of their family, and they want to do a good job for their family, and they want to be a great parent. And, we can talk about all these things we do to make that happen, but at the end of the day, that's the people I want to align with, the women that are out there that are just, that was me. My husband and I were in debt, student loan debt, up to our ears. And I never thought that it was going to be me that would be capable of bringing us out of that. And then not only that, but then this world has opened up that we could, we take care of our family, but we get to take care of other people's families. And that's something I'm just super passionate about. And so I just want to encourage women out there that think I could do that. When they hear this, they think I could do that. That's me. I align with that. I want to encourage you to do it, because if you had told me 7 years ago that my life would look like it is today, I wouldn't have believed you. I would have said, yeah, that's crazy. Who is she?
Yeah.
But life is short, as we know. We've seen a lot of really ups and downs in the last few years here in our country and in the world. And life is short. It's too short to not go for your dreams. So you can do that and have an amazing family and an amazing marriage. It takes a lot of sacrifice and a lot of saying no to people and have boundaries, but it can happen and you can do it. In fact, my husband and I have basically switched roles now, where he's with our kids at the birthday party right now while I'm working. And it's worked beautifully for our family, and you can do it and you can make it work and have a solid marriage and have incredible relationships. So I just want to put that out for all the women watching today.
Good. That's good advice. And it obviously didn't come easy for you, all this success. You worked hard at it, and now you get to reap the rewards. So
yeah, now I think I was talking with Michael Reese on the phone. Gosh, this is the power of One Big Fire in Honey Badger Nation. I texted Reese at about 4:35 my time. He's in Puerto Rico, so it's 5:35 his time. And I said, hey, I need 10. Can we get 10 minutes on the phone today? He called me. He texted me, call me right now. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I haven't even had my coffee yet. But we were talking about when you hit a different level in your business. And it doesn't always have to be about more. At some point in our lives, like you said, you're winding down some more of your career versus me winding up, right? Or changing focus of your career.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Changing the focus from what you've done for all of your career until now. And so what was interesting was the conversation we had around when you've hit this certain plateau or this certain level in your business, making sure that you are putting in the effort for whatever the next thing is, because it's pretty easy to say, okay, I've got a nice team. We're doing good business. We're going to sell 300 and something homes, that's good. But I know that there's another thing that I want to pursue that will bring other value to people. And so really not resting on your laurels and saying, okay, I'm done now. I love being around people that are older than me that are still really driven to make a difference and contribute. And so that's for me what's next. And that's the beauty of being aligned with people like that at EXP.
It's the wealth of knowledge that you have with these partners is amazing. So that's good. Well, and I really appreciate your time and taking the time on a Saturday afternoon to hop on this StreamYard call and give us some tidbits of information that everybody can enjoy. So
I hope so. Well, hey, come to Atlanta. We'll take you on a golf cart ride. Partners Pizza is where we eat dinner. That's the best pizza. I know it's not the North, you know, the New Jersey, Chicago, all these people up north, but I promise you the Southern hospitality will make it worth it. And you come down anytime you're in Atlanta, let me know. And I'm happy to be a resource for you.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thanks for having me, Ed.
Have a great afternoon. All right.
You too.
Bye-bye.